Hi, it's Mrs. Ferris from Wood Library with my friend Bernard, and we're here dressed all in our holiday finery for some holiday stories for bedtime. So our first book is called Pick a Pine Tree. Do you have a tree in your house? Is it a real tree? Is it an artificial tree? Either one works. This is written by Patricia Toht with illustrations by Jarvis. And this book is published by Candlewick Press. Looks like we're going out into the forest for a real tree. Pick a pine tree from the lot. Slim and tall, or short and squat. One with spiky needled clumps, scaly bark, or sappy bumps. Long straight limbs or branches bent. Just smell that piney scent. Lift the tree above your head, bundle it upon your sled. Or if you live very far, bring it home atop your car. Now, move aside a lamp or chair, clear away a section where your tree will sit tall and grand, snug and sturdy in its stand. Trim the trunk a little bit, just enough so it will fit. Slip it in, turn screws tight. They will hold your tree upright. Fill with water to the brink. Give your thirsty tree a drink. Then find the trimmings stored within, bulging boxes and rusty tins, paper bags, a wooden case. Bring them to that special place there beside your tree. But wait. Don't decorate alone. Call some people on the phone. Ask your friends to come and stay. Host a decorating day. Stretch along some twinkling lights, a colored mix, or simply white. Fat round bulbs or pointy tips, bubble lights or candle chips. Start up top or near the base and wrap around and tuck in place. Hang ornaments upon your tree. What kind of trinkets will they be? Jolly Santas, dancing elves, wooden reindeer, jingle bells, lacy snowflakes, paper dolls, candy canes, and bright glass balls. With loops of thread or wire hooks, hang them all in little nooks. And add the final touches now. Garland strong from bough to bough, strands of tinsel on the tips, falling down in silver drips. Grab a footstool, climb right up, set something wonderful on top. A golden star, a velvet bow, an angel dressed in flowing robes. Lay a tree skirt down below, add some houses flecked with snow, a train that chugs around a track, secret presents in a sack. At last, it's time to make it shine. Plug in lights along the floor. Look, it's not a pine tree anymore. It's a Christmas tree. Gather round the tree to sing. Let your joyful voices ring. Celebrate as nighttime falls. Merry Christmas, one and all. Oh my goodness. Look on top of the roof. What do you see? Do you see a sleigh? And some reindeer? And down inside, Santa. Yes. Well, I know a finger play about Santa Claus. So can you make a fist with one of your hands? That's going to be the chimney. So Here is a chimney, and here is the top. Open the lid, and up Santa will pop. Should we do it again? When you make your fist, tuck your thumb inside. So Santa's hiding, okay? Here is a chimney, and here is the top. Open the lid, and up Santa will pop. All right, let's have another story about another tree. This is called Maple and Willow's Christmas Tree. This is written and illustrated by Nichols. And this is one I've been saving for you. It's a new book. It's published by Nancy Paulsen Books. I wonder what kind of tree they're going to get. Maple and Willow loved winter. Winter brought snow and also Christmas. Getting ready for Christmas was hard work. Maple and Willow didn't mind. They're making some cookies. This year, Maple and Willow were getting a real Christmas tree. Choosing the right tree was the hardest work of all. Too big, too small, just right. And if you ever borrow this book, you'll notice that she's saying it all in Pig Latin. Ute igbe, ute alsme, usje aitre. But when the work was done, the girls were convinced that their Christmas tree was the best Christmas tree. The best Christmas tree in the whole wide world. There they are taking it home. The tree just fit inside their door. It's perfect, said Willow. I'm so glad we got rid of our fake tree. It's my year to put the star on top. You look like Rudolph, said Willow. Why is your nose so red, Maple? Choo! Maple sneezed all afternoon. Oh no, maybe you're allergic to the Christmas tree, Willow said. I hope not, said Maple. But when the girls went outside to play, Maple stopped sneezing. Back inside the house, Maple's sneezing started all over again. She really was allergic to the Christmas tree, so the tree couldn't stay inside. Well, at least we have an outside tree, said Maple. I wish you weren't allergic to Christmas, said Willow. I'm not allergic to Christmas, said Maple, just Christmas trees. While getting ready for bed, Maple said, Willow, I'm sorry I ruined Christmas. I'm sorry you ruined Christmas too, said Willow. That night, though, Willow couldn't fall asleep. She felt sad about the Christmas tree, but she felt even worse for hurting Maple's feelings. And then Willow got an idea. Getting ready for her idea was hard work. Willow didn't mind. When all the work was done, Willow decided to wake up Maple and show her the big surprise. And there, in the living room, stood the best Christmas tree ladder. The best Christmas tree ladder in the whole wide world. It's perfect, said Maple. I know, said Willow, and she handed Maple the star to place on top. was nice of her to come up with a way that they could have a Christmas tree inside and the one outside. But the one inside wouldn't make her sister sneeze. All right. Well, let's see. Can we do the Reindeer Pokey? I'll have you stand up, and you need to grow some antlers. Okay. And your feet aren't feet anymore. They're hooves. And you're not going to be able to see all of mine, but I think you'll be able to do the part when we do the Reindeer Pokey. Can you put your right hoof in and put your right hoof out? You put your right hoof in and then you shake it all about. You do the Reindeer Pokey and you turn yourselves around, and that's what it's all about. Left hoof. You put your left hoof in, you put your left hoof out, you put your left hoof in and you shake it all about. You do the Reindeer Pokey and you turn yourselves around, and that's what it's all about. You put your antlers in, you put your antlers out, you put your antlers in and you shake 'em all about. You do the Reindeer Pokey and you turn yourselves around, and that's what it's all about. You put your whole self in, you put your whole self out, you put your whole self in and you shake it all about. You do the Reindeer Pokey and you turn yourselves around, and that's what it's all about. Well, I'm assuming most of you have probably seen the movie about the Grinch who tried to steal Christmas. And if you did see it, you know that in the end, his heart grew because he was loved. So this is a story about the good Grinch. This is called Cooking with the Grinch. This is written by Tish and illustrated by Tom Brennan. I believe it's published by Random House, because all of the Dr. Seuss books are. The Grinch goes down to town. He hears the bells. Ding dong, dong ding. He hears the whoos. They sing, sing, sing. He taps a door. Why, it's Cindy Lou. She likes to cook. The Grinch does too. He likes to mix. She likes to stir. She cooks with him. He cooks with her. They make some treats and start to bake. Who will eat the treats they make? Max? Oh no! No, 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 no! Max, you have to go, go, go. The treats are done. Don't let them tip. Oh no! The treats, they start to slip. Cindy Lou is fast. The treats do not fall. She saves the treats. She saves them all. Merry Christmas, Max. Yum, 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 yummy. The treats are now in Max's tummy. All right, let's cook some hot dogs. I don't know if they're very Christmassy, but it's a fun one for us. I've got my 5 little hot dogs. They're cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. So 4 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 3 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 2 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 1 little hot dog is cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the one went bam. So now no little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the pan went bam. Well, let's have a story called Jingle Bells. This is written and illustrated by Nick Butterworth. It's about 2 little mice. And it says, "'Tis Christmas Eve. Dear Santa Claus will bring his gifts tonight. We'll hang our stockings by the fire and wait until it's light. I wonder what he'll bring for you and what he'll bring for me. Ah, there's no use wondering. We'll just have to wait and see." This is published by Orchard Books. You see the little mouse tracks coming? Christmas time. A happy time, or so it should be. Why then on this Christmas Eve did 2 small mice look so unhappy? "Ah, it's that cat," grumbled Lottie to her brother Jack. "He always spoils things." Ah, yes, that cat. It should have been wonderful for the mice living in a stable on a farm. There were games to play, places to explore, and usually plenty to eat. There was only one problem: that cat. The mice had been hiding food for their Christmas dinner, but the cat had discovered their hiding place, and he didn't particularly like cake or cheese or apple, but still he'd eaten every bit and left the mice with nothing. That cat. "Cheer up," said Jack. "Look what I found." It was an old glove. Jack began to chew at it. "We can't eat that," said Lottie. But Jack went on chewing, and soon he had gnawed off 2 of the glove's thumbs. "There," he said, "Christmas stockings. 1 each. We can hang them for Santa Claus." "Brilliant," said Lottie. "I've never had a Christmas stocking." So that night, as the mice snuggled down to sleep, they wondered what Santa Claus would bring them. Lottie had written their names on a note that she put next to their stockings. Lottie, Jack, so that Santa would know whose they were. Well, soon Lottie began to snore, and Jack began to dream, and the air was filled with the sound of sleigh bells. Excuse me. Then it was Christmas morning. The day was fresh and bright as Lottie hurried excitedly to look at their Christmas stockings. But they were empty. "Nothing," said Jack sadly. "Not even a nut." Lottie picked up the note that she had written the night before. "Look at this," she said. And underneath their names someone had written, "Not here. Gone," sort of, "away for Christmas." Somebody wasn't a very good speller. "I know who wrote that," said Jack. They both knew. "It's time we taught that cat a lesson," said Lottie. "But what can we do?" said Jack. "He's so big and strong." "Well," said Lottie, "I think we should go and talk to Toht. Now, Toht was a rat. Actually, his real name was Gavin, but he liked to be called Toht. It sounded more fun. He wore glasses that had no glass in them. He wore clothes that he had borrowed from dolls in the farmhouse attic. He also borrowed furniture from the doll's house, which he said made his own place a bit more homey. Lottie and Jack made their way through the snow toward the barn where Toht lived. Suddenly, Jack spotted something. It was shiny and golden. Can you see what it is? "It's a sleigh bell," said Lottie. "It must have fallen off of Santa Claus's sleigh. It's lovely. Let's take it with us. We'll show it to Toht." When the mice reached the barn, they were quite out of breath, but there was still a difficult climb to make. At last, puffing and panting, they came to a little door at the top of the barn. and before Jack could even knock, the door opened. "Good morning, and a very Merry Christmas to you," said the rat. The mice smiled and replied nervously. Then they stepped inside, and Tanchi shut the door. It's hard to say exactly what the mice and the rat said to each other, but whatever it was, when the door opened again, all three were smiling. "Thank you very much," said Lottie and Jack together. Tanchi smiled. "It's a pleasure," he said. "A pleasure that's all mine. Cats can be such a terrible nuisance." So later, after Christmas dinner of some borrowed fruit cake that Tanchi had given them, the mice could be seen wrapping up a parcel. That's a package or a gift. Later still, they tried not to be seen as they cautiously carried their parcel toward the farmhouse. I don't know if you can see them there. Yeah. Well, the day after Christmas, Mrs. Mackey, the farmer's wife, swung her feet out of bed and into her slippers, and at the foot of the stairs, the cat brushed past her legs. "Why, hello, Angus," she said. "Oh, what's this?" She picked up a small parcel that lay on the mat and read the label. "To Angus, with love," it said. "Oh, it's an extra present for you, Angus," she said to the cat. Angus watched as Mrs. Mackey opened the parcel. What could it be? "Why, it's a little bell," said Mrs. Mackey, "on a pretty red ribbon." And before he could escape, Mrs. Mackey took a firm hold of Angus and tied the ribbon around his neck. The little bell jingled under his chin. "There," she said, "you look lovely." Angus twisted his neck uncomfortably, and the bell jangled again. He made a face and pawed at the bell. "Don't you dare," said Mrs. Mackey. "You keep it on." It was late afternoon, around tea time, when Lottie and Jack were having a great deal of fun out in the snow. But suddenly, they stopped, and they listened. They could hear the jingling of a little bell. "Quick! Someone's coming," whispered Lottie, and the mice ran to the stable. And as they peered out, they saw a very cross-looking Angus go stalking past. He looked from side to side and shook his head, and the little bell jangled merrily. "Hm," grunted Angus, and he stumped off, jingling as he went. The mice burst into a fit of giggles, and Lottie began to sing, "Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Now Angus can't sneak up on us when we go out to play." They laughed and laughed. "It may not have been a very Merry Christmas," said Jack, "but it does look like it's going to be a Happy New Year." Oh, they got some cheese. All right. "Well, can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out, shake, shake, shake your sillies out, and wiggle your waggles away. And can you clap, clap, clap your crazies out, clap, clap, clap your crazies out, clap, clap, clap your crazies out, and wiggle your waggles away. Can you stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out, stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out, stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out, and wiggle your waggles away. Can you yawn, yawn your sleepies out, yawn, yawn your sleepies out, yawn, yawn your sleepies out, and wiggle your waggles away." Oh my goodness, we forgot to have you jump. Stand up fast. Can you jump, jump, jump your jiggles out, jump, jump, jump your jiggles out, jump, jump, Jump your jiggles out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out? Shake, shake, shake your sillies out. Shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. Well, let's see here. I'm trying to think of how much time we're going to need. Let's have this one. You probably know Good Night construction site. This is a Christmas story with the same characters. This is written by Sherri Rinker and illustrated by Agford. And this book is published by, oh my goodness, it's not going to tell me right off. I may have to, Chronicle books. Always have to give them credit, or want to, because it's very nice for the publishers to let us read these books to you online. Well, down in the big construction site, there's work to do for Christmas night. The last big project of the year, the team is slamming into gear. So much is riding on the crew. They have a major job to do. A special house is being built. The trucks are racing at full tilt. This important work can't wait. They'll get it done and make it great. Bulldozer's deadline's almost here. There he is. He has a lot of ground to clear. Working at full speed all day. Roar! He pushes hard to clear the way. For hours he powers this way and that and clears the site in no time flat. He turns away to end his shift, but in his way, a massive gift. With cable, ribbon from the yard, it's topped off with a thank you card. An awesome carbon steel blade, custom paint job, custom made. Look, he's got a new blade. Merry Christmas, Bulldozer. Good night. Excavator has no time to spare. He's rolling, digging everywhere. Scooping, chugging at full blast. He digs up the foundation fast. Clouds roll in, a brisk wind blows. A snowflake falls right on his nose. The clock in town begins to chime. His job's done right and right on time. As excavator rolls away, slowing down to end his day, he stops and can't believe his eyes. Someone's left a big surprise. The card says, "Thanks for all you do," and it's signed simply, "From our crew." Look, a shiny yellow scoop. His old one has a broken tooth. Merry Christmas, excavator. Good night. Cement mixer has concrete to pour. He lays the foundation, walls, and floor. And then he churns another load that will be used to make a road. He twirls, he rolls, he spins, he pours. In record time, he's done his chores. He rolls away to take a bath, but something's sitting in his path. A giant box, his name's on top. He rumbles to a grinding stop. Screech! No card, no note. Well, who's it from? Who could have left a brand new drum? Looks like a candy cane, doesn't it? His drum is old, beat up and plain, but this one's, well, like I said, like a candy cane. Merry Christmas, cement mixer. Good night. Well, an icy wind blows in his face, but dump truck revs to keep the pace. His back is sore, his tires are shot, but dump truck gives it all he's got. And soon there's nothing left to haul, so he slows his engine to a crawl. He turns to go, but stops in awe. The biggest box he ever saw. He blows his stack, his engine fires, vroom, vroom. It's a fresh new set. a set of tires. Midnight black with thick, tough tread, he tucks the old ones in his bed. Merry Christmas, Dove Truck. Good night. With whipping winds and loads that sway, whoosh, Crane Truck's job is tough today, but he keeps working right along, bravely lifting, firm and strong. It's getting darker with each pass, but Crane's truck work is done at last. The job's all finished, one last stop. Crane Truck puts a star on top. But Crane has one last thing to lift, because someone's left a special gift. A rock'em sock'em wrecking ball. It's red and green and it's 10 feet tall. Merry Christmas, Crane Truck. Good night. Well, engines rev and bells ring out, cling, cling. Sirens blare and air horns shout, woo-honk. Down the road and up the drive, a fleet of bright red trucks arrive, driving proudly, looking fine, pumpers, ladders, all in line. Cars and rescue trucks join too, bright and shiny, rolling through. It's the town's new fire crew. Well, on this nearly Christmas night, they find a new home built just right. And with a joyful roll and spin, the fire trucks move right in. Turn off ignitions, settle down, look out at the sleepy town. All grateful for this special day and helpful friends at work and play, for all that's given and received and all that's blessed this Christmas Eve. You see, that's what they were building? Can you see that? A new fire station with a star on top. Shh. All the trucks are tucked in tight. Merry Christmas and good night. I like that one. Have you read any of the other ones? Good night construction site, mighty, mighty construction site. And also she did one called Steam Train, Dream Train, which is a nice good night book. All right. Well, it must be time for bubble gum. So reach in your pocket, and my nightgown doesn't have a pocket, so I'm just gonna pretend and pull out a piece of pretend bubble gum, unwrap it, and pop the gum in my mouth. I'm gonna chew it up, so you can chew yours too until it's nice and soft and squishy, and then we'll do that disgusting thing that we always like to do with it, right? Here we go. Is it ready? 3 more chews. Okay, then put your hand out. 1, 2, 3, spit your gum in your hand. And clap your other hand on top of it. And we've got sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your chin. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your back. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your cheek. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your knee. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your nose. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your arm. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on Mom or Dad. On stick, come on back. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your toe. On stick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum. Let's throw it in the trash. All right, let's get it. All right. And let's see who we're going to have on here tonight. You recognize him, don't you? Although you probably don't see him often standing there in his underwear. Santa, Santa, what do you see? I see some red pants. Whose can they be? Santa, Santa, what do you see? I see a red coat. Whose can it be? Santa, Santa, what do you see? I see a black belt. Whose can it be? Santa, Santa, what do you see? I see some, let's see if I can get them up here, black boots. Whose can they be? Santa, Santa, what do you see? I see some green mittens. Whose can they be? Santa, Santa, what do you see? I see a red hat. Whose can it be? Santa, Santa, what do you see? I see a brown sack. Whose can it be? Santa, Santa, what do you see? I see a jingle bell. Whose can it be? Santa, Santa, what do you see? I see some reindeer. Whose can they be? Santa, Santa, what do you see? Let's wait a second before we do this. Do you think all those things are Santa's? Do you think he could wear them? Let's try. Let's try those red pants. Oh, they look perfect. And the jacket? Let's put that on. Oh, that looks pretty good. We can put that hat on his head. Let's put the reindeer down here. Should we put the belt on him? Let's add the belt. And he'll need his boots. Oh, they're just his size. And mittens, because it's cold out there. And he'll need to carry his sack. And, well, you know what the last thing was going to be? His sleigh. Yes. With a jingle bell here. And those reindeer out in front. Santa, Santa, what do you see? I see that red sleigh. It must be for me. Santa, Santa, where will you go? I'll fly round the world with a, can you guess? Ho, ho, ho. All right, well, we're going to finish up, and we're probably going to run a little longer, but you can't have a holiday program without this story. This is The Night Before Christmas, written by Clement Moore, and this is illustrated by Bruce Whatley. I love the illustrations in this version. It's published by Harper Collins. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even the mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each tiny hoof. And as I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, and his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying a finger aside of his nose, giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. I heard him exclaim, as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." So, that's what I'm going to finish up with too. Right, Bernard? Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.